This video is brought to you by Haro and their smart toilet. More on that in just a minute. We're back at our project this morning and we've got to clean everything out of this space because we're going to do a vapor barrier. It's called VB100 by Ardex, and this needs to go on below our floor leveling compound. I got to get rid of these as well. Sawzall.
You still got that hatchet? Before we start here, Eric, I'm trying to wrap my mind around what we're trying to achieve here with this floor leveler, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, was this flat like in general, or was it sloped like 1 inch out, you know? Or
That's a
are
good
there
question.
just some low spots here and there, or is it just the surface that you're not happy with, you know?
As far as it being rough or something?
Yeah.
Good question. And I don't want you to be worried about it all day. So basically, I know there's some low spots, like some dips, and that's what I want to fill in with the floor leveler,
Okay.
so that the flooring doesn't potentially get messed up by going through humps and dips.
Are you putting a floating floor in here?
Yes.
Okay.
You feel better?
Not yet.
Looks like milk.
Yeah, you think it tastes the same?
You're doing it right, though. You're supposed to be stirred.
Is it?
Not shaken. Yep.
Not shaking. Okay, well,
Yeah,
I'm
it's the
starting
opposite of 007. Stirred, not shaken.
Oh man, I don't think that's gonna catch on. Hey, I heard something interesting the other day. You ever heard of Scotch on the rocks?
I've heard
It's
of
like
Scotch.
a drink.
Yeah.
Like on the rocks.
Okay. On
You know?
the ice. Yeah.
Yeah, well, ice. So back in the day before they had ice makers, they used to take really cold little creek rocks or something and put those in your drink.
Right.
So it actually was on the rocks.
I have some whiskey rocks in my freezer right now.
What?
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes.
You're kidding.
No,
Are they actual like rocks?
they're rocks and they're frozen, and you put them in your whiskey.
Well, why am I telling you about this?
I don't know. I didn't know that's the reason.
I just
why
saw it
was
on a Facebook video. I thought it was interesting.
I'm gonna go freeze me some rocks.
We have our floor prepped, vacuumed, completely clean of all debris, and we're going to apply our VB100. And if you missed it, the reason we're doing this is because there is no vapor barrier under the slab. So once we heat the space, Jamie just poured this everywhere. I guess it's going to go on the floor anyway.
Yeah.
Once we heat the space, it could really be inviting condensation to come in from below.
It's actually going farther than I thought per dip here.
So we waited 30 minutes. The guys are going with our second coat, rolling the opposite direction now. And I can only assume, no. Jamie tried to start rolling the same direction. I caught him. So I can only assume that's just supposed to work it into the pores of the concrete better. And that will seal us up for our vapor barrier.
I think it'll be sealed up. The second coat's not absorbing as much, which is great. That means it's working already.
Yeah, I like it.
And I think we might have enough.
Yeah, so I want to say thanks again to Ardex for sending this. If you're looking to do something similar, there's a link in our video description. Check it out. You guys did a great job on that. I didn't even touch it.
Yeah, it's weird. You got stuck on the phone the whole time.
Today's video is brought to you by Haro and their smart toilet, which Jono and I are both sitting on right now because it's in a box. I'm really excited about this. It's going in the addition that's going on right here, and we're gonna unbox it and check it out. Ooh. We've got the toilet unboxed here, and we're not quite ready to install it, unfortunately, at the addition yet because we don't have the power or water on, but I'm going to show you what came with it. We got a remote control that can control all of the features of the toilet, as well as a shelf you can mount so you don't lose your remote. We've got our instruction manual, a template for the installation, all of the hardware, including a wax ring, and then the toilet itself. I'm really excited about this toilet, and the first feature is awesome. It has motion activation so that you don't even have to touch the toilet. As you approach it, the lid will automatically lift and get ready for you. It also has a button for a foot activation to open the toilet lid, and it has a night light that's nice and soft so you can find the toilet at night without having to flip the lights on. It's also got a heated seat, which is something I've never had before on a toilet, and you can even adjust the seat temperature using the remote control. Also, very importantly, for use in a house with 3 boys and myself, is auto deodorization and elimination of bacteria. Of course, one of the main reasons I wanted this toilet was the posterior wash, and that will wash your underside when you use the restroom. This one has a self-cleaning wand. When it comes out, it pre-washes, cleaning itself. It also has instantly warm water, and you can set the temperature of the water you desire with the remote as well. But wait, that's not all. This thing has a fixed washing position, a mobile washing position, which actually takes the wand in and out to kind of get everything clean. I've had to do this on toilets before, but I have to move myself, which is not as comfortable. And it also has a spa mode where it does alternating hot and cold water.
That's pretty intense.
Oh yeah. Washing, drying, and flushing are all controlled by the infinite knob here, and this thing has a really luxurious feel to it. Rotating clockwise starts the posterior wash. Rotating counterclockwise starts the feminine wash. And water flow and wind speed are also adjustable on the knob. Once you're done using the toilet, the posterior wash retracts, self-cleaning again. Wind comes on and you can adjust the temperature to dry underneath, and then the toilet will automatically flush. I feel like I've finally made it in life with this thing. I'm there. It's all downhill from here, Ray. And to finish out your use, the toilet seat shuts automatically and the ultraviolet medical sterilization kicks in, so your toilet is always clean. Again, this Haro Smart Toilet gives you luxury for less. You get all of the features without breaking the bank. And if you want to get your own smart toilet, just click the link in our video description below the video. Thank you, Haro, for sponsoring our video for this awesome toilet. I can't wait to use it. Let's get back to work. Functional gray, Sherwin-Williams. We're battling this paint a little bit. It's really windy and the paint is really thick, so it's like stringing this string of paint off the roller and the brush. There's one spot of it.
Here, well, that was my fault. Here, check this out. I gotta get away from the house. Dip and wipe.
Oh my gosh.
Look at it. Look at it go! Wow!
What you chewing on?
Oh, just had me a quick ham sandwich right there.
Where'd you get that?
Oh, Nana came by. She had a bag full of sandwiches, you know? She was dropping off the kids.
You ate my kid's sandwich.
Hey, I'm not going to turn down a free sandwich, you know? That just shows up right in front of me.
We're working our way around the siding here with paint, and we're to the stone now. We've reached the end on this side, and if you remember, we cut this zip sheathing to fit the shape of this stonework on the existing house, and it was a real hassle. We sealed it with Lexel, and right now it has no finished surface on it. So we had thought about doing some masonry type grout like that, but Jaime had a great idea, is to use some of this Moreflex by Sashco, which is flexible and it looks like grout, it looks like mortar, and just smear it in there like a 1/4 of an inch deep or something, not fill it out to the face.
Right.
Just to give it that texture.
I think we just need to cover what's there, like you said, with a thin layer, 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch thick. And it's so far back in there, we might need some kind of tool, almost like, I'm just going to say like a paintbrush, a really small one. I don't know if a paintbrush is the right tool though. So I might like take a stick, maybe a stick.
Okay, I'm getting worried.
What I'm thinking about is taking the stick and cutting the end of it like a bunch, like
Okay.
chopping it up to make like a wooden paintbrush.
Okay. So this is gray, which matches the grout pretty well. They have some other colors.
All right, you got your artist brush.
Yep. I'm going to say
And?
this is working pretty well. I'll just be here dabbing this in for a while.
Can you find that little, the thing that they put on meme that's like a few hours later?
Yeah.
And you'll be in
And
the
I'm, like,
exact
right
same
there.
spot. Yeah, you'll be exactly where you are now.
So I started just hosing the stuff in there like half-inch thick.
Really?
And it's working great. So
Okay.
I was just getting a little bit like on this part, and now you can see I did all the rest of that super fast.
Oh, you did?
I mean, I just like filled it up. Let me see if I can do a section here. Okay. So I'm just like,
Oh, wow, you are putting it in there now.
yeah, that's the key, just hose it in. Don't be bashful.
Okay.
Don't be shy.
Just
Let it rip. Using the Moreflex here, I think is gonna save the day because it remains stretchy. And both Jamie and I were worried that if we put mortar in this little thin crack and it's just adhered to just sheathing, no like lath or anything, that it would eventually just crack and fall out of there.
I think it would crack and fall off. I don't think like regular mortar mix would stick to plywood very well. No, it's not plywood. Forgive me.
Zipboard.
I have this problem where I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, but this is very sticky, and it's like almost like Big Stretch with sand in it. So it's got the texture, it's got the stickiness, it's got the stretchiness, but it still looks like mortar.
You know.
Oh, look at you.
Oh,
What a move.
Ray, I've got some cutters, and I bet it'll cut right through that cable.
We're back at the job this morning. We're going to continue prepping this floor by doing a floor leveling. But first we decided it'd be a great idea to check how level the floor is and where the low spots are using our new laser we just got from Geomax Zone 40T. So we've got it set up. We've got the reader set up. This is high. A lot.
Uh-oh.
So that needs to be our point. I've determined where the high spot is, and that's over here on this side. And I've set my reader to be exactly level with the laser plane at this spot, and I'm checking around. So what I do know is it's lower over here. You can see that. Actually, you can see the laser on this because it's kind of dark in here. But if I raise it up to where it's reading level again, you can see there's about at least a ½ inch under the bottom of the stick. So we know this is low.
That looks like a kid wrote that.
Yeah, that is sidewalk chalk. So we're just marking on the floor where it's low, so we know. You don't have to do this, but I just thought it'd be a good idea. What's crazy is you can't even tell just by looking at any of this stuff. It looks pretty flat. I don't know if we're gonna make this thing level. I think we need to get some string lines and pull across.
Strings, dude, we got lasers. We don't need strings.
Okay, I've determined with the laser that the whole thing's like out of level too much to fill it and make it
Too much?
level.
How much? How much you talking?
Like at least an inch.
You got a lot of stuff, man.
I know, but it doesn't need to be level. It needs to be flat, like no
What if
dips.
it runs to level, though? What if it does that?
Let's get a string line.
Okay. This self-leveling slab thing is kind of like just pouring a slab, right? And the way we pour slabs to get the elevation of it correct is to set grade stakes.
I've thought of this already. We
You
could
did?
screw in some GRK or some Capcons as little grade pins, but then we're drilling right through our vapor barrier we just did.
Oh, okay. Well, you got it then.
So I guess we came up with a game plan for doing the leveler, sort of. We're going to try. I do want to show the accessories we have to mix the floor leveler from Ardex, which is the company that makes the leveler itself. They sent us a smoother that attaches to a stick. We have a spreader that has these little feet so that you can adjust it to the minimum height you want to have without going down to zero. We've got a mixer right there that looks like an egg beater, and we need a corded drill ideally for that. A barrel to mix it in, and then these jugs right here that have the exact amount, and they have a hole in them to where water spills out at the right amount so you don't add too much water.
Genius.
It's idiot proof.
That's
That's for you, buddy. Last thing, I've got my son's soccer cleats so I can walk around in this without messing it up on the tip of those. Ray's grabbed a trowel and he's sort of feathering it out from where we had a low spot to the high spot. I think it'll trowel down to about an 1/8 inch. It does have like a very fine aggregate, so it won't go down to 0, but that'll be good enough to lay flooring over for sure. And we're basically done. I got a couple more bags to put here, but you can see we've kind of filled in the low spots, at least half as much as they were low up. So it's a lot leveler than it was. And it's also a lot smoother, which is gonna be really nice. All right, I'm gonna test my cleats out finally here. Here we go.
Oh man, genius!
Yeah. No, it disappeared.
I know, it's what I'm saying, genius. I was being good. Your son's gonna kill you.
These are probably $400 cleats or something. We took a break here and did some painting, and I think it's about wrapped up. All the body, all the trim, and our 3-hour window is almost over for getting on to this floor leveling so we can start the walls. If I didn't mention it before, we're doing an 8-inch wide shiplap board on this wall. That's what we're doing. And there's 2 reasons. One is I don't really like doing drywall. And 2 is we can put these boards up and just keep moving. The project doesn't slow down. It was a little expensive.
A lot expensive.
More than I thought.
Here's what I see. All these boards are straight. You don't have to bow them.
Yeah.
When we use natural like tongue and groove and it's just a single piece of wood, a lot of times there's crown in the board and you're fighting it the whole time. But this is like finger jointed, made. I bet this one board has probably 100 pieces of wood that it was made from. And it makes a really stable piece of wood, and then they cut it straight, right? So it's not gonna warp or bow, and they're perfectly straight, every one of them.
So nice. Jamie's having a crazy idea that we should just start the first row, push it up to the ceiling,
I think so.
and then just work down.
Work backwards the whole way. As long as this stuff engages. Look at this. Look at this tongue. It's tapered.
Yeah, it should engage nice and easy.
If you don't know, regular tongue and groove boards, the tongue and groove fit is not tapered, and it makes it a real struggle.
I'm having to carry these in the right way because you can't spin them once you get them in here. I hate to think that hard.
Backing out would be tough.
Braces, how level is this?
Should you put a big stick on it?
Oh, it's level.
Oh, I think right now we're committed to whatever it is.
Even if it's out of level, it's done.
Yep, that's it.
Looks good and straight, yeah. Looks straight.
You know, I didn't know if you're going to be here. I didn't put mayonnaise on them.
Oh, wow.
She remembered
that's
that
great.
Jamie needs a sandwich
Thank
always.
you.
No mayo.
Thanks,
There's
Nana.
4 in here. That's
Oh, you got
Oh,
4?
no.
He's going to
Yeah.
be worthless.
Appreciate that. You're the best.
Oh, no.
What do you-
That's Sarah's mom.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Well, I heard there's no school tomorrow.
Okay, so you'll be here?
No.
Oh.
You know what's weird is that's my mother-in-law, and I don't get sandwiches usually, but you get sandwiches. It's weird.
Never thought about that.
Well, what's up with that?
I don't know.
Don't ask.
We're into our first few outlets here, and we decided just to mark the board and just hold it like this in place to cut it because it's such a workout to get this thing in and spun around. So got them marked. We're just measuring off the bottom of that surface, then hooking on there is the same butt point. Is that a term? Butt point. I'm making stuff up now. Yeah, I got your butt point right here. Okay, here we go. We are cutting this from the backside as well because this jigsaw, the way it cuts is pulling, so it just frays the whatever side you're cutting from really badly. Okay, that's good here. I'm good. We decided to face nail these instead of shooting through that tongue because I didn't want to have holes inside there that I might have to fill. These will just feel lightweight spackle. Yep. we just got down to this bottom board here, and there's about 3.5 inches over there and about 4 inches over there to the bottom. And that's going to work out great if I get like a 5-inch tall baseboard. It'll completely cover that seam, and you'll see just about a full board at the bottom above it, and just about a full board at the top below our ceiling surface plus our trim there. So it's going to look completely even, I think, which just happened to work out like that, but that's great.
It's beautiful. I mean, I don't even know if I'd fill the holes or paint it or anything.
Well, we'll probably do that.
I mean, it would look better.
Yeah, it looks really good though. It's relaxing, the horizontal lines.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why.
It looks like we already did the only wall that's like a full length board, right?
Yeah.
Like 16 feet?
Yep.
And so all the other walls are like maybe 10 feet, 8 feet. So what I'm wondering is, do you want to put any butt joints in here to help use up material that's cut, or do you just want to cut it full length, and whatever we end up with waste, like what are we going to do with it all?
We're going to have to keep a close eye on it for sure. But what I'm thinking is we save the closet for last, because that'll be out of sight behind bifold doors covered in junk.
Right.
So whatever type of joints we have to do in there, stick in little pieces, let's do it in there.
Care.
Yeah, that's going to be last, the whole inside.
All right. Well,
That's
we
my plan.
might be, if we were smart now, what we would do is measure like, okay, say this one's, if it was 10 feet, and then we could find a 6-foot wall.
Yeah.
Then we utilize
We
the
should
material.
also do that.
We should do
This
that.
material is expensive.
Every wall needs a mate that's equal or opposite.
Where's my wall, mate?
Not.
Every wall needs a mate. All right.
You got mate?
9'4".
Right here's your mate.
6.
That wall, this wall.
Oh, we got a
16.
match. It's a match made.
All right.
One other thing we're taking into consideration here is how short-cut pieces of material that are tongue and grooved or like that stack tighter than a big long piece, because it's just less surface area. So that little teeny short piece can go perfectly tight, whereas on a long board, you might have a little gappage here and there, and over a few rows that can stack up to like, I don't know, 1/8, 1/16, quarter, a lot.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
all that said, we've got this wall done. Now we're going to do this wall before we do these little short stack in pieces, so that we can go and install this piece corner to corner, lining up each course as we go and stack in the little pieces according to what the long piece is stacked out to be.
Yeah, the other, let's call it a side effect of like tongue and groove material, where you can get it tighter, it will go tighter at the ends of rows typically. So if you're doing a big ceiling or something like that, it is typical that the ends kind of dive off because you have the ability to pry them tighter at the end than out in the middle.
Who knew there was so much to say about putting up stupid boards on a wall?
I know.
Wish there's a different word.